Hey guys, how's it going? Awesome. Okay, so that was my guitar cover of Endless Nameless by Nirvana. Cool. This was a super fun one to play. It's one that's been requested quite a few times now, so I thought it was about time that I finally got it done for you. Yeah, this was a bit of a tricky one, but it was super fun. So without further ado, let's get back to the guitar room, shall we? And we are back. Awesome. So as I said before, that was Endless Nameless by Nirvana. Cool. Now this is a track that you guys have been requesting for quite a long time now, and I thought it was about time that I finally bit the bullet and actually did it for you. The main reason I've been putting this one off is just because of the fact that I almost hesitate to actually call it a song. It's more of a jam almost. Yeah, just based on the fact that it's so loose. I mean, there is like, you know, sort of rhythms and there is like a verse and a chorus kind of thing, but it's all very loose and sort of like half improvised as well. Yes, rather self-indulgently, I guess. I've been kind of playing songs that I personally want to play, out of the ones that have been suggested and requested, but I thought it's about time that I finally did this one for you, so I hope I did it justice. So the tuning for this particular track is very unorthodox, and I believe I went over it at the beginning for you already, but I will just go over it again quickly for you. The low E string is tuned down to a very low A sharp, the A string is tuned down to G sharp, the D string is D, the G string is G, the B string is B, and the high E string is E. Simple as that. Endless Nameless is the hidden track at the end of Nevermind. It plays about 10 minutes after the end of Something in the Way. So it plays Something in the Way, then 10 minutes of silence, then it plays Endless Nameless, all on the same track. A similar kind of trick to what the Beatles used to do, I believe on Abbey Road. Her Majesty is like the bonus track at the end of Abbey Road, so yeah, kind of interesting, I guess. And then I think the single for Comme Joie also had Endless Nameless as the B-side as well, so that's a very interesting choice for a B-side. The song itself was recorded during the Nevermind sessions at Sound City Studios by Butch Vig. I think it was during the recording of Lithium that Kurt was getting increasingly frustrated with repeated failed attempts at getting the verse riff right, and because of that he kind of lost his temper, and then the band just launched into Endless Nameless. I mean, I can relate to not being able to get a riff right, because to be honest, we all lose our temper at times, I guess. But yeah, Endless Nameless was the perfect way for the band to kind of like express their frustration, I suppose. I think even Dave Grohl was struggling with the Lithium track because his drumming was kind of out of time and he kept speeding up like through the recording process. And I actually read that he had to actually use a click track for Lithium as well, which is kind of a faux pas for somebody of Dave's talent and skill. But yeah, only for Lithium. I don't think he ever used it again for any other Nirvana tracks at all. It was literally just that one song. Yeah, who knows why, to be honest. It's just one of those things, I guess. But yeah. This, however, was not the first time that the band ever played Endless Nameless, of course. The band had been using it for about 6 months or so prior to its recording as like an encore or a climax to their shows, I guess. It was basically just something they did live where they would sort of like smash up all their gear at the end of the set. A good way to get rid of the frustrations and yeah, just end the show on a high note, I guess. Not something I would personally want to do, of course. But yeah, I can totally get where they're coming from with that. Probably a super fun thing to do as well. If you're not paying for the gear, of course. The final time the band ever played the song was at the 1993 Live and Loud show in Seattle. It's a very cool version of the track. Yeah, really fun. I definitely recommend watching it if you haven't seen it before, or listened to it at least. I'm not sure if I want to do a cover of that completely, to be honest, because that one is way all over the place, and there's two guitarists as well, because obviously Pat Smear was with Nirvana at this time for their live shows. So yeah, that would be a bit of a piece of work to get my head around, kind of thing, but very fun to watch anyway, and yeah, just fun to sort of noodle about with while you're watching it, kind of thing. Yeah. I remember the first time that I ever heard this song, actually. When I was about 14, I used to go to sleep every night listening to my portable CD player kind of thing. Like I'd have my earphones in and just sort of like fall asleep listening to music. I think most nights like my earphones would fall out, like, you know, after sort of like a little bit of sleep, I guess. But I guess this one particular night they must have stayed in, and you know, Nevermind must have played all the way through and then got on to Endless Nameless. Now I was probably just laying there completely peacefully asleep, you know, away in the land of Nod sort of thing, just, you know, sleeping calmly and peacefully, when suddenly, death and violence! Yeah, I don't know. I just remember it waking me up and like just freaking out, like what the f was that sort of thing. It definitely sounded like Nirvana, but it wasn't something that I'd heard before, so it was just like, yeah, it just really freaked me out. My hair looks ridiculous. Perfect. Okay, so that is the video. As I always say, a bit of a disclaimer here, this is only my interpretation of how to play the song. The tuning is my interpretation, how I played it is my interpretation. I think I probably got pretty close, you know, here and there kind of thing, but like I said, it is very much like a jam kind of thing as opposed to like, you know, a strict regimented song, I guess. So yes, it's open to interpretation anyway, and I do recommend improvising. I mean, probably just like, you know, the main sort of like clean part and, you know, the, well, just the clean part basically. You can probably improvise throughout the whole thing, to be honest. What am I talking about? Yeah, the whole thing's open to interpretation and just, you know, improvisation. So yeah, just, you know, if, you know, learning it from me is helpful, that's awesome, but I definitely recommend sort of doing it your own way. Just try your best to stay within the timing, I suppose. Not that I'm claiming to have done that perfectly either, but that's, you know, that's beside the point. Yeah, okay, so that's the video. As you guys know, I do these videos completely for free. I don't, you know, charge anybody for anything. I don't hide my tabs behind a paywall or anything like that. I just give it all away, and that's all I want to do is just try and help people as much as possible and get as many guitars in as many people's hands as possible. Because, you know, we don't want this to go away, do we? We want people to keep sort of like playing the guitar, and I want to hear more guitar music out there as well. Not that I claim that my channel is going to inspire people to start their own bands or anything, because that would be ludicrous, but there's not enough guitar music out there, man. There needs to be more. There is a serious drought at the moment of like things that I actually want to listen to that are new, which is a shame. But as I said, you know, I don't charge anybody for anything with these videos. This isn't my music, this is Kurt Cobain's music, or, you know, whoever's music it is that I'm covering that particular week. I just want to help people as much as I possibly can. One thing I do want to say is I do have a PayPal. Now, it's not obligatory, you don't have to donate, it is completely at your own discretion. Every little helps, but don't feel obligated at all, you really don't have to. It's just something that I've put there just so people can feel like if they want to help me out, they can. It's basically like a tip jar kind of thing. So yes, anyway, enough of that, talking about disgusting money and horrible things like that. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please feel free to hit like and subscribe below or up here or wherever I might put it this time. Yes, I truly hope that this video is helpful to you. I've got a lot of Nirvana videos, so just go onto my channel and have a look, check it out, see how many I've done. I've lost count now, but there is a lot. There's still many more that I need to do because there's a lot of, like, you know, deep cuts and much lesser known songs and covers as well by Nirvana that I do want to get round to at some point or another. But for now, I'm going to let you go now, so hopefully you guys are staying safe out there, and hopefully I shall see all of you in the next video. Peace. Bye. Oh, just to let you know, I didn't actually smash my guitar, but I'm sure you know that already, right? Bye. This, however, in the studio was not the first time that the band had ever played anything like